Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Headlines brought to you by Doral Hyundai. At Doral Hyundai, choose from over 1,300 new Hyundai miles in inventory at the Tucson, Sonata, and Palisade. Remember, when it comes to Hyundai, the great deals are at Doral Hyundai. And last night, the National League won the All-Star game via swing-off after being tied 6-6 through 9 innings. I friggin' loved it. I thought it was great. I had a great time last night. It was Goosey's galore. So if you guys missed it, shame on you. Kyle Stowers, he got to go in there. He was first up for the National League. He got a homer after striking out twice. See, good for him, right? Because it's like Kyle Stowers starts his first 2 at-bats, strikes out. Now, he always remember, hey, I helped win the swing-off. He's part of history, baby.
Part of history.
Power. But it was funny when they go that. He goes, oh, I'm kind of nervous. You guys sure you don't want to go with somebody else? He's like, me?
Me?
Stowers? So it was fun, though. Really great. Marlins will resume play on Friday, hosting Patrick Mahomes' Kansas City Royals.
I tell you what, they go get back at it quick, don't they?
They do. Time to get after it.
Does basketball do it that quick?
Basketball used to do it that quick, and then they wanted a longer break, so they got like a week off, and the All-Star game's only gotten worse. They got to do something about it. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know what the right answer is. That because I understand why nobody wants to do international competitions. Everybody gets hurt, but God, I love them so much. They're so much fun. The Four Nations was amazing. I love World Baseball Classic, even though that's before the season. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I understand the owner's not wanting to do it. You don't want anybody hurt. But they're so much fun. Like, I can't wait for Eurobasket. I'm so excited for Eurobasket to watch Team Sweden and Italy. So great. This stuff is fun.
How about the Four Nations?
I love the Four Nations. Who didn't love the Four Nations? Now, did it cost us Kachuk for the season? It did.
But then we got Marchand.
We got Marchand. We got Marchand and we got Seth Jones.
Yep.
Wink. The Miami Dolphins, according to Marcel Louis-Jacques from ESPN, they have promoted Chandler Henley to run game specialist. He was teammates with Mike McDaniel at Yale in the early 2000s.
Well,
coached at Vanderbilt, the Titans, and the Falcons before joining Miami in 2022.
I don't care who's doing it. They better do it with a certain attitude.
Chandler Henley sounds like Yale.
Chandler sounds like he hangs out with Wyndham Clark.
He does sound like he hangs out with Wyndham Clark. Well, let me tell you something, Chandler. You better fix this run game, dude, okay? Mr. Specialist, fix it. I need somebody to go in there. I need this line to get right, and I need action early. No team needs a fast start like the Miami Dolphins this season, Leroy. People are going to jump off a bridge if this team starts off 1-3. Hell, 0-2. Hell, 0-1. This team needs
0-1
fast start, dude. They do. I'm not telling you. Made fun of me last year when I said week 2 against the Bills was a statement game.
Yes,
and
I did.
I couldn't be more right because it was, and it set the tone for the entire season. Not just because Tua got hurt, but also because Tua got hurt. And this year, you start Patriots, Colts. Could you imagine an 0-2 start if they don't beat those teams? They should beat those teams. If you don't beat those 2 teams going into Buffalo, so it's basically Buffalo for the season. Like, if you were to do that, oh my God, I'm already stressed. Thinking about it. Just because I don't want this thing to be over because we miss football, right? You want to just get in there and you want to snort up football and you want to be excited. Could you and everybody's already down, right? But no matter what, football will always provide, right? It'll always, in the fall time, you may not have anything, but we got football.
Yep.
But right now, everybody's very sensitive on edge words. If they go into this thing and yak it up, people are going to be, they're going to be so mad. Leaving.
So my question to you is, does it matter how they look, or all you care about is the results?
Early on?
Because here's the thing. I hate when sports and we look back on it as something other than that. And I'm not saying, look, when the season starts, here's what I need to see. I need to see something definitive that you change the way you've been doing things, right? That you are being more consistent on first and second downs with how you run offense. And if I see that, because here's the deal, the better you are on first and second down, the more explosive those weapons on the outside become. But when you're in second and 13, second and 12, and that secondary backs up and says, keep everything in front of me, right? And then your offensive line is not giving you time to pick them apart. That is going to be the same problem they had the last couple of years when they haven't had success. So I'm really interested to see. And again, I don't care what title anybody gets. It's a fundamental team thing that has to get better. And you can put a name on it, you can put a person on it or whatever. But if that mindset doesn't change, I don't care who's the coach. I don't care who's the run coordinator. I don't care who's the offensive coordinator. You're going to have the same results.
It's the thing, though, is like they have, this new line that's coming together, and they don't even feel like they're not going to get time to gel because, unfortunately, the crimes of the past teams already has everybody on edge. Probably the owner, too.
Right.
Because I bet you if that owner gets off to if they get off to, I don't think Stephen Ross is going to have a ton of patience for this. I don't think he is.
Right.
I think he's fed up. Yeah. I get him being fed up. I would be fed up too. Kai Finn says that Kentucky Finn. Oh, that's what Kai stood for this whole time.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks, dude. I didn't realize it.
Oh my goodness.
What? It was lowercase, dude. I didn't know if it was K. You didn't know. Don't act like you knew what his name stood for.
I did.
Finn's 5.
I
no,
actually
didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You had no idea. Do not lie. I'm not going to let you do that. Anyway, Kentucky Finn says in the chat, this fan base is on the brink of civil war, dude. We will eat each other alive if we stink 4 games in. I think he's right. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to eat each other alive. I think everyone's going to then unite and be like, it's going to be streets need a body, to coin Vlad's term. Like it's going to be, I need somebody fired if it's
right.
if it's a 1-3 stinker to start the season.
Yeah, but I think it has to be put in context. Like if they look bad, it is what it is, right? If they look bad, it is what it is. But if you see improvement and things happen that they don't win a couple of games, but you like the direction of the team, there's really no reason to change.
You think that people are going to be reasonable if they go out there and run for 150 and lose 9-6?
People aren't going to, and I don't expect them to. I'm just saying the powers that be have to, be more realistic about where they are. Not the fans. The fans are going to be the fans. I like you. I understand that, right? One of the things that me and you get in arguments with all the time is why you believe things happen and why things are happening. You understand what I'm saying? Because you look at it from a fan's perspective, and I look at it like constructually, how it's constructed, how things put together. Why are they not having success?
Yeah, but the way you're saying it, though, is if they go out there and start off 2-0, but we're able to do it with Razzle Dazzle, you're not going to be impressed.
No, because it's going to catch up to them like it has for the last 3 years.
I don't know, dude.
Like, stop.
What?
You know why this has come to a screeching halt
Hold on
all of the last 3 years.
You, for your entire life with me, has been like, just take the win, baby. Be happy. You've literally told me that every show.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that if you went with a whole bunch of razzle dazzle in the beginning of the year, when you start playing these teams that are the elite of the AFC, right? That junk ain't gonna fly. And so I'm thinking, how can this team be successful throughout the whole year? Not for a couple of games where you have some trickery. So, yeah, I will be happy that they're 2-0. But I will also say this isn't sustainable. And I have proof. You have 3 years of proof that when it got down to crunch time and you had to play the Buffaloes, when you had to play the Ravens, when you have to play the Kansas City Chiefs, when you have to play the elite teams in the AFC, you weren't physical enough to compete with them. So they start off 5-0. I'm going to tell you whether it's sustainable or not. Oh, okay, I like what we're doing here. I like the way they're running the ball. They're being physical on first and second down. It's opening up a lot of things. Then you can use your trickery, right? But it all starts on first and second down. They've been horrible on first and second down, and I've never seen a team that has more 2nd and 13s, 2nd and 12s every stinking week.
He loves the pitch. Like, just pitch it backwards.
Right. So even if they win with a little trickery, it's still going to have context, because what fans want is them to be able to win a game in January, December, and the playoff game. So if I see that all they're doing is trickery and there's no fundamental football, they're not establishing the run, they're not playing physical up front, I'm going to say it. I don't care what the record is. This is not what the goal is. The goal is to have sustainable football in December and January.
Yeah, but they're also at a weird point. Like, do you think McDaniel's really going to lean into that when you're on the hot seat, or is he going to go with what he knows? Because here's the thing, if you're trying to work something, right, and try and work something new, that's usually a process. And when your cheeks are burning because you're on the hot seat, is he going to trust that? Like, is he really going to go to that, or is he going to go with what he knows will work, which is, hey, let's do screens and bubble screens to Achane and to Waddle and to Tyreek, and it's going to look great? Because honestly, they don't really have a hard schedule to start the season other than Buffalo.
But here's the problem. The football that you've seen him, the style of football you've seen him play, is not the style of football that got him here. That's my biggest argument of all this, is that you're saying he's going to go back to Old Faithful. Old Faithful has been running the hell out of the football.
No, but I'm not counting. I'm not counting 49ers. He's the boss here. Whatever Shanahan did doesn't count. Where he's the boss and calling plays counts.
But you understand, and let me be clear, when you played and coached in a certain system, from Atlanta to Cleveland to San Fran, okay, one of the reasons why people bring you in is because they like the style of football that they've seen in all those places, right?
Yeah, but
you can't.
Leroy, that's not why he got the job. He got the job to fix Tua. He didn't get the job because he was a running style quarterback. Because of the style of offense. Like, he got the job because he felt that he could convince them that their broken quarterback he could fix. Which, in fairness, statistically, he did. But that's not his identity of the team is not why he got the job.
All right.
He claims he believes in it, but I mean, Leroy, what should we be? What he used to be part of, or what his teams have done?
Again, most coaches have the same basic concept that they came from, right? They may change it up a little bit. But when you say this coach has been part of a team that likes to play physical up front and run the football, okay, that's what you bring him in for. Now, he may change that up a little bit, but what I'm saying to you is the football that he's been associated with and that you associate him with has not been the football that we've seen here after the first year. And so from that standpoint, yeah, you can say the trick. I'm telling you this. I believe that the trickery and all that outside stuff has come from the lack of confidence in the offensive line.
You mean the one they're laughing at us about for years?
They were.
Yeah. Well,
So I think he overcoached the situation. Because, listen, I may think that I play with a player that can't do something, that doesn't have, we say that about quarterbacks all the time. He doesn't have the arm to do this. He doesn't have the arm to do that, right? It doesn't mean you don't try. It doesn't mean that you give the defense an advantage by saying, oh, we know this quarterback doesn't have a strong arm, so we're just going to load up the box and dare him to throw.
They completely, rolled over to the defenses last year.
Right. That's my point. And he's come from a place, and the places that he's come from, they all ran the football. The football that I'm seeing out of him is not something that I've seen in all the other places he came from.
Yeah, but why are you taking his past more so than what you've seen from him?
Because
I don't understand that. Like, why do you have? I'm not disagreeing with you. Just to be clear, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just asking, why do you have this belief he's going to go back to something where he was, where we have seen him in charge and having the most control over the game plan and personnel? This is what he's decided. He's picked that. So why should we have faith that he's going to get back to some grassroots of running the football when that's not what he thought led to success down here?
Because if you're smart and you're a coach, you're going to realize a lot more than I'm telling you how insustainable that is. It's not sustainable. You can start off the season that way. Then soon as the leaves start falling and it starts getting a little chilly and you got to play in the elements, it doesn't work. And so every year at the end of the year, you have the same problem. Why? Because you don't run the football. You're not physical up front. Now, when you hire a coach based on the offenses that you've seen him a part of, the winning football and what has won in the previous spots he's been at. It is shocking to me how this team looks nothing like that, either because of the players you have, either because the coaching that, what the coach thinks of how he should be successful or how he wants to change it up or whatever. I get all that. But where we are right now, you might have a great first 8 weeks. But as soon as the fall comes, soon as the weather gets a little iffy, and you need to run the football, if you can't, it's going to be the same thing that you had 2 years ago. I wouldn't even use last year. 2 years ago, where you get to the end of the season, every team is honing in on their run game and being physical up front, and you can't compete with them. I'm not the only one that feels this way. I'm not the only one that has seen over the past few years, soon as the weather changes, the first thing that everybody in the nation says is this team is soft.
Yeah, but my contention is I don't necessarily think I don't think he's got another move up his sleeve. I think when we say that he came from those places, like I think he brought with what he believes in. And I don't necessarily know that he's going to have this process type, because I feel like what you're saying takes a process. You're going to have a young line, young backs to start going through this and becoming that. And if you start off 0-2, are you going to believe in that?
You
Or
ready?
are you going to go back to what he relied on, which is razzle dazzle?
You want to hear an incredible thing about football and young players? It's easier to run block than pass block. It's easier to be the aggressor when you're young than be on your heels. That's a fact.
I hope so. Because he's gonna have he's gonna have a lot of pressure cranked up on.
Sure he is. Sure he is. But there's a couple of ways to coach. You can coach defensively. That means that you forecast everything that the defense is going to do and you try to coach accordingly. Or if you look at the teams that are successful, we're going to do us and we'll adjust when you stop it.
Timbo Slice says the man won't stop throwing fades to 5'6" wide receivers. You think he's capable of change?
Yes. Yes, I do. Like when you call somebody a good football coach, it means they have the ability to recognize and adjust. I think we think of him as this offensive guru that he tried to outsmart everybody.
Yeah, too cuteville.
Right, exactly.